Welcome to Rewatch and Rank. On this channel, we rewatch older TV shows, provide a summary and opinion on the episode before ranking each episode against each other. Today's episode is Bleach the Bount Arc, episode 80, Assault from a Formidable Enemy, a Tiny Final Line of Defense. Episode in a nutshell is a brief reminder of what happened in the episode. So basically in this episode, it kind of picks up not even where the last one left off, but a short while later. They've retrieved Ishida, who's resting in a back room. Then Urahara basically has Renji go and investigate the mansion with him off screen. Rukia, Ichigo, and the Mod Souls return to his house because his family has high spiritual pressure and might become targets of the new doll that was created with Yoshino's death. And then Inoue and Chad are basically going from school to Urahara's shop because they have very high spiritual pressure and it may not be safe for them at home and they both live alone. Then the bulk of the episode is the Mod Souls trying to come up with some way to counter the Bount, and this ultimately ends up in a lot of comedic misadventures, starting with the fact that they booby-trapped Ichigo's entire house, which at the end of the episode we see his own family members happen to fall into. Hanataro also falls into one outside. Then Claude and Ririn basically wear suits that mimic the new dolls like bug forms because they kind of look like bugs, and they're mistaken for these dolls, so they basically spend the second half of the episode running away from Rukia and Ichigo, and then later Renji joins in as they're trying to kill them because they think that they are the doll that ate the Mod Souls, and it's basically just a comedic filler episode that's there for pure enjoyment, which brings us to the rankings. First our mostly objective, then our personal. And mostly objective ranking, unfortunately, there was nothing plot-wise that was really happening in this episode. It was really just about the comedy and the fun of the episode. So on our mostly objective ranking, the only one that really applied was that there was no plot progression. It was a filler episode, which puts it at -4, but the lowest score possible is a 1, and therefore it is a 1 out of 10 episode. And that brings our list to: in first, Creeping Terror, the second victim. The moment of collision, an evil hand draws near to the Quincy, gathering at the place of fortune, the man who makes his move. New school term, Renji has come to the human world. Bount, the ones who hunt souls. True identity of the devil, the secret which is revealed. Death game, the missing classmate. Rukia's return, revival of the substitute team. Ninth, shocking revelations for the Gotai 13. The truth buried in history. Breakthrough, the trap hidden in the labyrinth. Water attack, escape from the shutdown hospital. Unfading grudge, the Shinigami whom Kenpachi killed. Yoshino's decision of death, earth-shattering event at the 11th Division, the Shinigami who rises again. Memories of an eternally living clan. 16th is Crashing Force, Freed versus Zangetsu. And this episode is in last place so far with Assault from a Formidable Enemy, a Tiny Final Line of Defense. Now, counter to the objective ranking, I finally have an episode that's in this arc that I really, really enjoyed, probably because it was filler and not the main story of the arc, but I laughed out loud several times, and more than just like a chuckle or one of those like internal amusement feelings, but like an actual legitimate, I got caught off guard and laughed audibly. And I enjoyed the episode start to finish. I thought all the traps were hilarious and cute. Rukia is living in Ichigo's closet again. I like how people kept stumbling into these traps and not the people they were supposed to be getting, and then the misunderstanding for the second half that led to a whole chase scene. Basically, it was a gold episode, and that is why I put it in first place and gave it a 10 out of 10. Highest score so far this arc. So we have Assault from a Formidable Enemy, a Tiny Final Line of Defense. Gathering at the Place of Fortune, the man who makes his move. Bount, the ones who hunt souls. Creeping Terror, the second victim. New school term, Renji has come to the human world, true identity of the devil, the secret which is revealed, breakthrough, the trap hidden in the labyrinth, 8th death game, the missing classmate, water attack, escape from the shutdown hospital, Rukia's return, revival of the substitute team, shocking revelations for the Gotai 13, the truth buried in history, Yoshino's decision of death, crashing force freed versus Zangetsu, 14th unfading grudge, the Shinigami whom Kenpachi killed, earth-shattering event at the 11th Division, the Shinigami who rises again, the moment of collision, an evil hand draws near to the Quincy, and finally, in 17th place, we have memories of an eternally living clan. Bringing us to our series rankings so far. Again, both of the lists are so far aligned. Soul Society, the Rescue arc is first, Agent of the Shinigami arc second, Soul Society, the Sneak Entry arc in third, and in pending a score, I should say, is the Bound arc at 108 out of 280 on the mostly objective ranking, and at 98 out of 280 on the personal ranking. But with that, we have now rewatched and ranked Bleach, the Bound arc, episode 80, Assault from a Formidable Enemy, a tiny final line of defense. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you in the next episode.